A couple of years ago, my younger brother and I, we did a small trip to England and we did the entire trip with just one single backpack on our backs. And it worked really, really great. Piggybacking off that one trip, we've now gone through most of Western Europe just using one single backpack. No duffel bag, no really big carry-on, just one small backpack loaded out with all our clothes and gear, and it's worked really, really great. Using just one bag like this, one bag travel, keeps you really light and mobile, and you don't have to worry about stashing your gear anywhere at a train station or going back to your hotel. Instead, you can just go on, do anything you need to do, and work really fast and see a lot more stuff. So this might be a little bit of a different video. It's not going to be a really big on full review of this backpack. I have a different video on the channel for that. But I kind of want to show you what I kind of pack out in this, how I pack, what I bring, what I leave at home more importantly, and how this setup kind of works, because this is a tried and tested setup. I've not just done one trip with this. This bag has been through over 14 different countries, hundreds of miles, and it's performed great. There's not a loose stitching here, nothing too heavy. This is just the ultimate one bag travel bag, and it's worked fantastic for me, my brother, and actually his best friend as well. So there's a lot of experience behind this bag and this setup. So without further ado, let's check into it and see what I carry in this thing. So with the intro out of the way, I want to talk about this bag and how my journey kind of led me to find this guy. Because funny enough, on our very first trip, my brother and I actually both used the same backpack. And it was different from this one. It was the Mountain Hardwear JMT25. And for what it worked pretty well. It was a fairly lightweight backpack. At least I thought it was very lightweight at the time. Had a decent organization, had a frame sheet, so it was kind of comfortable. It just worked decent. And after that trip was over, we did some review and we realized that bag was heavier than it needed to be. We could lose some of the weight by getting a smaller backpack, should be more comfortable on our backs. So we ditched that guy and we both picked up this bag. And this is coming from a brand called Waymark Gear, which unfortunately, I don't believe they're around anymore. I think they closed up shop a couple of years ago, which is kind of a big bummer because I really, really like this bag. So let's talk about this bag. This is the Waymark Gear Mile 25. And unfortunately, this is no longer around, but it's a really, really great bag. Don't be too bummed though, because if you like this bag and want to pick up something similar, this is a very frequently used footprint design for ultralight hiking bags. It's very simple, roll top design, front mesh pocket, and 2 water bottle pockets. I mean, it's nothing crazy here. This is just a very vanilla standard hiking backpack, but it works really, really well. So that's why I gravitated towards this. This isn't the lightest bag out there. It's not the most feature rich, not the best quality, but for the price I paid, I believe when these were still around, I paid around $130, $140, somewhere around there. And this has paid for itself tenfold. I've taken this bag on like 14 different countries now, weeks at a time, and it's performed absolutely great. So this is all I carry on a trip. This is it. I don't carry anything else. I'll have a small fanny pack with like my passport and my phone, but this is it. No suitcase, no duffel bag. I will keep a week or 2 weeks of clothes just in this, and that's all I'll use. And it works really, really great for that. And I'll kind of tell you why it works so great. I'll first off tell you what I carry in this. So let's go through the exterior first. And on the outside, we have 2 really large outside accessible water bottle pockets. And I love having outside accessible water bottle pockets like on an everyday carry bag. I love having water on the outside. I don't have to open it up and get the water out from the inside. But for a hiking bag, like an adventure bag like this, these are absolutely crucial. I mean, we walk 10 to 15 to 20 miles every single day on these trips. We use public transport, but we do a lot of walking and we'll get thirsty. We need water. Water is absolutely crucial. So I always carry a really big smart water bottle, like a 1 liter, I think. This isn't the same, but I wanted to give you an example. It's a bottle kind of similar to this, but a lot bigger. And I go to these bottles all the time because they're harder plastic. It's better quality than your standard crinkly water bottle. These are a little bit more robust and they'll stand up for some use. So I usually buy one of those before I go and I just fill it up throughout the trip. And I like this method instead of like a metal water bottle, mainly because it's lighter weight. Whenever you're carrying a bag for a week at a time and you're just walking for so long, this weight is always on your back. So you want to be the lightest weight as possible. So I cut corners wherever I can. Water bottle, big thing. You don't need a metal water bottle. You just get this one, refill it. It's not going to stay cold, but it's not a big deal. I will say for any tips, Europe, at least England, there's tons of water bottle fill-up stations everywhere. Every train station, every public area, there's water fountains where you can fill up your bottle perfect. For the rest of Europe, like Germany, Belgium, Netherlands, France, Spain, and then somewhere in Africa like Morocco, we did not find any water bottle fill-up station. So we had to buy water and then like fill up our bottles that way. So that's kind of a bummer, something to keep in mind. And this other water bottle pocket, I mainly just keep a small umbrella. I always have an umbrella on these trips. I've been caught in some rainstorms that were biblical proportions, like coming outside of a German train station one time, I just got drenched. And I always have a small umbrella. This is nothing fancy or crazy. This is just coming from like Ross or Marshalls. I just liked it because it's really small. Don't spend a lot of money on an umbrella. You might lose it and they might break. My brother had one of his break on a trip, so just get a small umbrella that works. And these are pretty lightweight, so that works out pretty well. Now to this front stash pocket, probably my favorite pocket in the entire bag. I wish more bags had like a front stretchy mesh pocket like this because it's so versatile. You can put so much stuff in here. And this bag, I mainly carry the same thing. Just a really small, lightweight, compact kind of puffer jacket. This one, once again, isn't anything crazy or expensive. This is just an older Mountain Hardwear jacket. I think I picked this up on like Depop or Poshmark for like 20 bucks a couple of years ago. So you don't need to spend a lot of money. But I always would recommend having a small jacket like this. They pack down super light. It's great for when it's a little bit colder out. You just need another layer. It's great at blocking the wind. It's not the best in the rain, but it'll do the job, do the material. So I really like having something like this one. I also really strongly recommend going for fabrics, kind of like this synthetic. It's kind of slick. If you go for a fleece, it's a little bit harder to clean. So if you spill something on it, get stains, this is a lot easier to clean. For an example, on several trips now, my friend got bird pooped on and then I got bird pooped on. So like, it's hard to wash that off if you're a fabric. You have to throw away a jacket. With this, I can just wipe it off, with water and a towel. So really, really recommend going for a jacket like this. Right above that pocket, we have a horizontal / admin pocket. This is the only organization in the entire bag. So it's kind of crazy, but you don't need anything like this. It works good. Keep the weight down. You don't need extra fabric and pockets. It's just a really simple pocket. Pretty deep. Your hand can go almost in here. I really don't keep much in here. Once again, I travel pretty light. Just a small pack of tissues. A couple flushable wipes. We were back in Morocco and they did not really have toilet paper in some of their bathrooms, so I have some flushable wipes. I keep a pen. You always might have to write something down. I hate to keep talking about Morocco. That was my most recent trip. Morocco, we had to fill out paperwork at every hotel we checked into. And in international flights, you have to fill out declaration forms, I think. So always have a pen. Never know when you might need it. I have a small pack of ibuprofen. I carry other ibuprofen too. This is just extra. And then I have a small eye mask. This is great for when sleeping on the plane. Sleeping on the plane, it's so tough. I mean, there's crying babies, there's people walking up and down the hall. And even though they turn off the lights, it's still pretty rough. So I love having this darken everything out. Helps a little bit. And then there's a small plastic key leash in this bag. And I just have an air tag and then a small bottle opener. And these kind of speak for themselves. Air tag, so in case you lose this, you can kind of track it down. And then a bottle opener was, I actually needed this. We were in one of our trips and I got a bottle of beer at a local gas station or something. I like trying different beer. And unfortunately, it wasn't a twist top like I thought. So I really needed this. So now this always comes with me. Outside of that, I actually bring a small compass. Funny enough, I've actually used this a couple times. I think, I forget what country it was in now, but we had really spotty cell service. Might have been, we were in the mountains in northern Italy. And so having something like this, I will never go without it now. It weighs practically nothing. This could save your life. Always have a compass on me. I think that rounds out kind of what I carry in this main front pocket. Once again, I travel fairly light, so nothing really to write home about here. And that's kind of it for the exterior. The only thing is the back panel, these shoulder straps. And once again, very simple here. No mesh really, just a slick piece of that X-Pack. Just nothing. It's not crazy breathable, but due to this material, it's pretty slick, so your bag kind of slides on it. I've never noticed my bag getting really super sweaty wearing this. Works okay. Shoulder straps are fairly wide, not crazy padded. I mean, they're pretty thin, but they do have mesh on the back. They are padded. Once again, I've carried this for hundreds of miles at this point, and this is fairly comfortable as it comes. I would like an upgrade maybe in the future, but for now, this works pretty great. It's pretty comfortable. There is a sternum strap with a whistle, so that's also nice. No waist belt, but on a bag this size, don't think you really need it. So that's basically the exterior. So now let's actually dive in what I carry on the inside. So now that we went through the outside, let's actually take a look on the inside. Now I don't have this loaded out like I'm going on a trip. I don't have all my socks, shorts, underwear, you name it, but I do have some of my other essentials. So it's a really interesting bag. It's a roll top. So first off, there's the plastic buckle. Undo the buckle, and this unfolds and unrolls. There's another small plastic buckle, opens up like this, and then there's a piece of Velcro. So it's pretty water resistant because it's hard for water to get in. I really like this bag also for like pickpockets. I know people really harp about, oh, there's tons of pickpockets in Europe. I've never seen that, but it's also really nice to have a kind of safe of mind because it's really hard to get in the inside of this bag. So once you get here, this is just basically a big black hole. There's no organization. It's just one giant dump pouch. So in here, I always bring a small kind of a fleece. And once again, this is a little bit more expensive. This is the Patagonia R1, but I really like this. It's just a really small pullover. This is really great for some colder like evenings or mornings. It's not going to keep you super, super warm. That's why I use it to layer with my other jacket, but it works really great. And I really like this Patagonia one because it's pretty lightweight, but also pretty warm for what it is. So I really like this one. I have this one. My brother has one too. We really recommend. Patagonia is expensive, so something to keep in mind, but I really recommend this one. Up next is my toiletry kit. And here's an example. The toiletry kit when I usually travel is something this size. This is heavy. I'm not bringing this on a trip. So I instead just put everything in a plastic like gallon bag like this, and I just kind of rock with this. I always bring earbuds because we've stayed in some very loud hotels. Also great for the plane. Tylenol, your toothbrush, toothpaste. And another thing I really want to recommend is moleskin. And moleskin is just a really thin, almost like a Band-Aid like material. This is really great cut in small chunks because you might get blisters because you're walking so much. And this is really great. Once you put it on your foot, it's not coming off. It's almost like a superior Band-Aid. It's just, I love it. I highly recommend carrying moleskin, super lightweight. But yeah, this is my toiletry kit, very simple. I like a plastic bag. Easy for going through airports. You can take it out, they can just see it. And once again, lighter weight than something like that. So really recommend something like that. And up next, I don't have this packed with all my shirts, but I do have one shirt just for an example. This is just a dry fit Under Armour shirt. Nothing really crazy here. You can pick these up at Goodwill, very cheap. But I gravitate towards dry fit shirts like this because how we travel, everything jammed in one bag, your stuff's gonna get wrinkled. Of course, I bring like a wrinkle releaser, like a small bottle, but when you have these dry shirts like this, they just roll up and there's no wrinkles there. So I always kind of carry some shirts like this on a trip. Up next, I just have a small fleece beanie. This one's coming from Outdoor Research, but you can get one from anywhere. You never know how useful a beanie actually is because we wake up on some early mornings and it's cold out. And these just weigh nothing, keep you warm. Really recommend carrying a beanie. Now, probably the most important thing on a trip is a travel adapter. So this is just a cheap one I picked off Amazon. It has all these different type of plugs. I've used this one in Europe and Africa. It works great. I mean, because wherever you go, everywhere has different types of plugs. This one has all the different types, and this one's fairly lightweight. I had a heavier one, picked up this one. This one's a lot better. Once again, weight matters. Another thing I bring, and that's probably the funniest thing, I'm probably gonna get made fun of in the comments for this one, but this is actually an aluminum spork. And I know, such a nerd with a spork, but we've actually had to use this quite often. There's been times where we've gotten food either at a restaurant or brought it back to our hotel and we didn't have any utensils. So having a spork is actually pretty important. So once we've had a couple bad experiences like that, we bought this and we're very happy with it. I think the only other thing I have in here is a battery bank. And a battery bank speaks for itself. This is probably my favorite one at the moment. It's from Anker. I really recommend Anker for any type of electronics. They're a really great company, really good high quality stuff. And this one is a little heavy, but that's pretty good because it can charge my phone several times. Because when we're on these trips, we use our phone for navigation. So Apple Maps, Google Maps, and that absolutely kills your phone. I mean, using your phone for navigation, it zaps your battery. So we always love carrying a battery bank. And this one's really cool because it's MagSafe. So this one just stacks to the back of my phone and it works really great. I don't have to worry about tons of different cables. And this one even comes with an included USB-C cable. So I could put this on with MagSafe and plug this into my phone and charge my phone faster. So it's a really cool battery bank. I'll leave a link to this in the description below if you're interested, but that's about it. Once again, no clothes in here. I just want to give you a really brief overview of some of the gear that I found in this. And yeah, we basically just carry one bag for a week or two on time, and it works really great. This has been through England, France, Netherlands, Belgium, Austria, Germany, Ireland, Morocco, you name it. We've done it with this. I mean, this thing handles everything. I mean, this handles rain. It's handled deserts, woods. I mean, whatever. There's no scratches even on this material. I mean, it's a really strong, robust, no loose stitching. It still looks like the day I got it. So I really recommend this. I have experience with it. My brother has one like it too. Even his best friend that's been with us on trips. He has the exact same bag and it's worked great. So you don't need a big duffel bag or a suitcase to go on trips. You just need one single backpack. And if you pack pretty light, you'll never know how many doors open up when you travel this way. It's so much lighter, so much more faster, efficient, and it's cheaper. I love having a bag like this, and I love doing these trips. If you're curious about any of my trips, I have a link to my other website down in the description below. It's called cheaptourist.com. It's a little blog where we post about our trips. You can see this backpack in action. So I don't know how helpful this video was, but I just want to give you some tips and tricks, kind of what I found traveling like this way. So thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.